Come talk to me.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of Shootin' the Breeze. My name is Mike Larkin, and joining me today, it has been a while since we did this show. You may have checked her out on our previous episodes of Shootin' the Breeze on my SoundCloud, my Nsync show for my Pop Culture History podcast, and our Hit Clips talk on the Pop Culture History podcast. But now she is back, and a new revitalized version of Shootin' the Breeze, the one, the only, my homie, Amanda Dia. How are you, Amanda?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. First and foremost, I'm glad we're back to be doing the damn thing. I think the last time we recorded was that Nsync Pop Culture History show, which was about 5 years ago. But I will say this, folks, it's crazy to think, like, we were talking about this. Like, it's been 5 years since we did that show, and I was still on Long Island at the time. And now I'm here in the Myrtle Beach, if you will, the MYB, Bay. And now we're back, man. But I'm happy to be doing this with you again, because if there's anything that you and I are going to talk about, Miss Dia, it's the fact that Nsync is back better than ever, coming out with Better Place. They were at the MTV VMAs with Taylor Swift presenting the award. For you, how awesome is this for you? Nsync, like everybody, 21 years later, out with a song. It's on the Trolls soundtrack. Give me a tour. I want it. That's what I really, really want. Like, we're the Spice Girls up in here. So I'll start with you here. They're back 21 years later. How you feeling? Is the nostalgia kicking in, or the butterflies churning in the stomach? How we feeling, man?
Of course. It's like I if they do go on tour, I'm like, I will sell everything just to get a ticket.
I will be right there with you on that. We've said this, folks. Like, if you get a ticket or I get a ticket first, we're going. I'm purchasing it. We're going to chill. We're gonna be right there in
Hell yeah.
the house. If it's Jones Beach or if it's fucking wherever, I don't care. Give me some Nsync. And here's my thing, too. They just did the whole taste test thing, where they feast and they're all eating the buffalo wings and whatnot.
The hot ones.
The hot ones. It was hilarious. And let me just say,
I didn't get to see it yet, but I saw TikTok. I see clips of them,
okay.
And oh my god, it's hysterical.
It's hilarious, folks. If you've not seen clips of the whole thing, JC Chazet has a very high pain tolerance for all those hot sauces. Like, nothing. Like, everybody else is sweating, cursing, and whatnot. Friggin' JC, nope.
Poor Justin's like, why the fuck am I doing this again?
Right. And I think the most wholesome thing that made me laugh, if you saw it, you guys don't know what I'm talking about. When they're all together, they do the hi, I'm Nsync, instant flashback to the concert.
It was like it was chills.
It was hi, I'm Nsync, and then they laugh, and it's like, well, maybe not Justin. Justin hasn't done this in a while. And I laughed. I died when Chris Kirkpatrick said that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you also got to feel for him. Like, first of all, it's great to see his boys, because Lance was just talking about it in her interview. Like, he sobbed the most when they were at the recording, and like Justin sobbed the most because, again, it's his boys all back together. I know,
and it's not him that doesn't want to do it.
It's that goddamn JC Chazet. Ugh. That's what pisses me off. And I mean, but people, when you hear that, you would think it was Justin, but no, it's JC Chazet. And your Caesar haircut. Now, let me ask you, for him, if we're putting ourselves in JC's shoes here, Amanda, would it be because maybe he doesn't want to tour again? Maybe he just is not up for it? What would it be? Because, I mean, it's got to be gruesome for the travel-wise, if you're thinking.
Probably, but you never know. He's just like, maybe he's used to living his life how he is now, and he doesn't want to go with the rigmarole of what it was like when they were touring and making music all over again.
Well, I mean, you also have to, here's what's funny about it. Like, the oldest one in Nsync is Chris Kirkpatrick. He's in his 50s. He's 51. Everybody else is like 40. I think Justin's the youngest.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. I swear to God. Chris Kirkpatrick is 51 years old.
Holy shit.
I know, right? I know. I think
he doesn't look it at all.
No, he doesn't. Like, the youngest, of course, is Justin. He's 42. I think Lance is 44. JC is 47. Joey's like 48 or 49. So, I mean, it's crazy, right?
Well, Justin, I always knew Justin because he was always 10 years older than us.
That is true because, again, he was also Mickey Mouse Club along with JC Chazet. But, I mean, it's crazy to think, like, and it's funny, like, we were both geez Louise, like when they started like going towards the end, they were around our age when they had the Celebrity album, and then Justin went solo with Justified. Like it's crazy to think, and then here we are 21 years later. But for you, and we're gonna get into better place here because it is
Okay, you're seriously making me feel really freaking old with these like the time frames.
hey man, we're both old and we're both respecting each other. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We're getting up there, man. We're not like we're on the back nine. We're not like old, but we're on the back nine. We're like Nick Swardson and Click. We're on the back nine. We're on the back nine.
Oh God.
What? It's what it is. The fact of the matter is, old timer, we are talking about Nsync, Better Place. We're gonna put ourselves in a better place here. It's a damn good song. I when it came out on Friday, I was had hours on repeat. It's a doggone good song. If you've not listened to it yet, folks, go out your way because it's really good. They did not miss a beat.
No, it was awesome.
And for me, like the whistling, and then you get to it builds it up into just take me to a better place. Like it feels so good, hearing JC on vocals.
It was just like chills because it's been so long since you've heard anything from them.
What was the last one? If I remember correctly, what was the last song that they
Girlfriend.
did? And won't you be my girlfriend? Yep.
Girlfriend was the last song.
Now, isn't it?
I think that was at the end of 2002.
Yes. Okay. So I was about to say, like, that's crazy to think. Like, that was 2002 with them and Nelly and everything there. Yeah. And then Justin went solo, which Chris Kirkpatrick jokes, they went on hiatus. It's like, no, Justin went solo.
Well, no, that's what Lance actually did an interview where he said, I thought we were all going on hiatus and Justin was going to go do that. And JC did his own thing. And I was just waiting for the call for us to come back. And then they told us that we're over.
Wow. Okay, so I'm guessing that was on his Frosted Tips podcast, which, again, Lance Bass, first of all, Frosted Tips with Lance Bass is just such a great name. But also, number two, that makes sense. Like, because, again, you're being told one thing, and then all of a sudden we're done, and then Justin's going solo. JC went solo, not as good. I mean, he had Some Girls Dance with Women and Blowing Me Up with Her Love. Not as
well,
good.
they gave more of a promotional view to Justin instead of JC.
That is
JC's music was just as good, just the producers and the record labels were going for Justin.
You know what it is for me? Like JC Chazé, very underrated track. If you've not heard Bring It All to Me with him and Black from '99, great song. Like just an absolute great song. Do you remember Black, Bring It All to Me with JC Chazé?
I don't. I have to hear it to remember it. So I probably heard it. I don't remember.
Oh, baby, bring it all to me, but I don't need no fancy cars or diamond rings. No.
It's vaguely like rattling around in my head.
All right. Well, need to get it rattling, man, because this is our channel. And you just want to disrespect pop culture. I'm only kidding.
Oh, shush, I do not.
Of course. But I will say this with Better Place. Now, we got to get like a music video or something for this. I know it's in Trolls. And here's the thing. Because we talk about this, and I remember I never actually said this to you, but I'll say this to you on this show. Like when we did the last show, like I had no fucking idea what a Trolls was, and the reason why I say that is like when I think of Nsync and Justin Timberlake, I think of Model Behavior, I think of The Social Network, I think of like the Love Friends with Benefits. I don't go the cartoon animation realm, but learning more about Trolls, I gotta say,
oh my god, I love the movies.
Good,
they were so good.
I rewatched them. I'm like, all right, this is not bad. Like this is not bad at all. It's really good. Like
he's actually the lead music producer on the movies. Like he's in charge of the soundtrack of creating it, I believe.
And I send it to you because they have sample clips of the new Trolls band Forever, and like him just singing "I Want You Back" and "You Got the Right Stuff" and all the stuff with his bro zone thing. Like I'm like, that's not bad. Like I really do like this. Like this is cool. Like you know what I'm saying? It makes me smile. And
I'm very excited for this movie.
Me too. Like just like the whole vibe is like good. Like for what he was, like this has become one of his like big franchise one, like his big series with these Trolls, right? For animation shit, right?
Mm-hmm. The only other animation one that he did was Shrek.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Okay, yes.
He was the prince.
Oh, yes. Bringing it back. But yeah, no, it's so amazing just to think. Now, here's what I laugh about. with 98 Degrees also coming in that same week that they're going to be having their 25th anniversary tour. It's on,
God.
I know, and it's on the cover of the magazine, and then it gets overshadowed by Nsync because they were on the VMAs presenting the award, and everybody was laughing.
And I just sent you a TikTok where Chris Kirkpatrick was being interviewed, and he goes to JC, do you think they're gonna remember us?
Like, come on.
I'm like, I'm gonna remember you. All of the millennials are like dying at the moment because you're on our TVs.
That's what's funny because yes, and we'll talk about these TikToks you sent me, man, because Amanda's been TikTok crazy over here. You're more TikToker than I am because you send me a lot of these funny things on TikTok that I just laugh because I'll appreciate it, and we are the tours. But I'm going to address that. So Chris Kirkpatrick just did a recent interview, and he said like what Amanda just said, like him and JC were like, I don't know if they're going to remember us, and I'm like, that shocks me because I'm like, dude, like we're clamoring. The millennials are clamoring for the Nsync to come back.
I was screaming when I saw it. Like I didn't, because I don't watch the VMAs. I think it's just not my cup of tea. I don't watch the movie awards either. But like I see like clips on TikTok or on Facebook and all that stuff. I watched it, I think, about 3 or 4 times because I was so excited to see them.
Now, we got to give a shout out to B. Mola the Prince because he does great videos on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Like when he was like doing the whole thing, like with singing Tearing Up My Heart and just making all the references, like it's going to be me.
Oh my God, he's the best.
It's hilarious because that's how we all felt. Like, oh my God, it's Nsync. Like, I'll tell you straight up, I don't watch the VMAs either. I don't remember what year I stopped, but I got out of the VMAs really quickly just because we saw how the music was going and just how everything's so disposable nowadays. Nothing means anything. It's just on to the next. But
I think the last time I watched it was in 2010. I think. I don't even remember.
Wow. Okay. So
I think it might have been the 28, 29. It's around when we were in high school. I stopped.
Okay. So I stopped like probably in high school too, but the last one I did watch just because I wanted to see their performance was 2013 because of the brief Nsync reunion that happened for like 10 seconds and then back to Justin. But yeah, that was the last one I watched was the 2013 one just to see Nsync do the brief reunion.
Yeah, no, I didn't even see any of that. Like, yes, I'm a bit Nsync fan for not seeing that, but like, the VMAs I have no interest, like nothing whatsoever. So
that speaks for every millennial. It's just like we see the VMA now. It's just like, okay, yeah, the VMAs. We don't care anymore like we used to. Like I used to love the very first VMAs I used to watch when I was like 7. I remember watching the 99 VMAs and watching Nsync and Britney perform together and the Backstreet Boys over here and all these acts like Eminem and Snoop and Dre and 9 Inch Nails and friggin' TLC and all these people just perform and having amazing performances. It doesn't have the feel like it used to because again, well, TRL was around at that time, and it doesn't have the feel anymore.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Everything's changed, so.
Well, it has, and I mean, we talk about this as we're going to bring this up because this ties into our pop culture vibes here and talks about what we're talking about here today, folks. Amanda shushed me on this because like she has done so far in the show, shush. That's like our language, folks, for our friendship. A lot of that, I would just ignore you, or I mean, you just go shush. I get a lot of shushes from Amanda, which I miss the shushes. But anyway, back to the story here. So there was a TikTok talking about 2000 Spirit Week, and I'm like, you could fuck right off with that because there's a kid dressed like Nelly and like Saint Lunatics Nelly, like early Nelly, like country grammar Nelly, and it's like, no, I'm not accepting this. I am not accepting this. Fucking 2000s and Spirit Week. Fuck you.
Oh my God, I saw one where it was a girl asked her mother, she's like, we're doing 90s goth. I'm like, what? Oh my God. Yeah, 90s goth. She's like, you have to do my makeup.
You have to do my makeup.
It was just like, oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. And well, now look at like Linkin Park is like classified as like classic rock now. And I'm like, what?
Oh God.
Like, what? Like, stop it. And it's like people talk about 20. It's like that clip from oh God, it was one of the 90s pages on Instagram. It goes like, you know what? When somebody asked me what happened 20 years ago, and they're like, yeah, back in the 80s, they're like, no, 2003. And it's like, fuck, 2003 was 20 years ago.
I saw somebody was like, when I graduated high school in 2003, she goes, I'm out of school 20 years.
Yep, it's like that,
20 years. I'm out of school 20 years.
right?
I'm like, we're out of school. What? It's 13,
Yeah, I've been out of school since 2010. What year did you graduate? You graduated the same time as me, right?
10. Yeah.
Yeah, like we've been out of high school for 13 years, and it's just like fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But
Ugh.
we're in a time now, which I'm gonna say this with the NSYNC with Better Place, not just the fact that it's a great song and it brings everybody in the feels, the goosebumps. We'll talk about a listening reaction, evoking emotions, but it's like they haven't missed a beat, but also at the same time, they are gentlemen in their 40s now, and Chris being 51, which I can't believe. But like this is fucking better than what we get a lot on the radio now. Like
Oh my god. Yeah.
oh god.
I don't even listen to the radio. I have an Alexa in my car and I just hook it up to my phone. So whatever I want on there,
And she also,
which I will be adding a Better Place
I
so
know,
I can listen to it over and over.
I bet you will. I bet you will. I was about to say you also have your hit clips, which if you want to go back and listen to that episode, I just put it on my YouTube, so check it out.
I did see that.
Oh, they should because it was fun, and you're the one. Okay, so you're the one bringing me on to hit clips, and I'm the one you brought me into trolls. Now I meant to say that. So yeah. So you're. But here's the thing too, and I've always said this. I don't want to say I'm not hip, and I find out of things like years later, but I'm kind of unhip and I find out about things years later. But the thing is too, because you're so encompassed with buying CDs, or you're just so encompassed with everything that's not fucking this, you just tear it out of it. Like I can't listen to radio. I'll maybe listen to Sirius XM, what have you, but I have my playlist. I think you can agree with me. As we are in our 30s now, we're at the point where we're just like, we're gonna listen to the same fucking playlist every single year, and it doesn't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We're at that point. Like we don't care. Like, is there any song now besides "Nsync" Better Place, of course, that's really like made you go, you know what I'm saying? Or is it just like, no, like you can't even, you kind of like have to turn your nose up at it or turn away from it?
Pretty much anything that's on the radio. Like,
Everything. Okay. I will say the only thing that I really caught my eye this year, folks, was the summertime Mario released, you know, you want to be the main one. Mario, who was Let Me Love You Mario, came back with another song. Oh, it's really good. I will say that is really good. And Usher has a
I,
new song.
I didn't even know he came back. So,
Wow, you just got to be hating on poor Mario. Mario did nothing.
no, it's not even that. Like, I love his song "Let Me Love You." I don't I don't watch TV anymore. Like, I don't watch TV. I don't listen to the radio.
We're
I read books, so I'm reading all the time.
we're literally becoming our parents. We're really
Oh,
literally
shh. I am not, because my mother used to watch TV all the time.
okay. No,
I do not watch TV all the
I'm
time.
saying from a standpoint, not like that woman. I'm saying from a from a stance of we're not really like into like the technological stuff like we used to be with Facebook and stuff. Like I'm right there with you. Like I have books on my Kindle on my phone that I love, like stuff like mental health books or just books in general, like mystery. Like I can sit there and just like read it pretty much for most of the day because it's interesting. Like I enjoy reading books. Like what book are you up to that you're reading right now?
I plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth. Okay, fair enough.
I plead the fifth.
Fair enough. You don't have to talk about the book, but the point being there, you want to plead the fifth on a podcast. Okay. So the fact of the matter is,
No, I just don't need to be judged, so I plead the fifth.
why would I judge you?
Oh no, it's not. It's not you. I'm worried about.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth. Okay. Anyway, for the Fifth Amendment, for the Fifth Amendment over here, geez. So reading books and a lot of that has become older, we become more wiser. We really look to like go towards more that route because it's just like a lot of the stuff has become desensitized and we don't want to fucking listen to what the hell's on the radio now. But for you, with how Spirit Week, with 2000s Week and all this stuff, is it amazing just to see like again how we think stuff is corny now and how they think stuff is corny from back in the day? It's amazing just to see just how time does fly, but also at the same time, it's like, man, as a society, we just take it in and then it just goes right out. Nothing really sinks in because everything's just so rushed now, right? Everybody just wants to rush, so to speak,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's sad.
It is. But I mean, for your stances, when we were in school, and I look at it like this, Obviously we got out after all this, the school shootings happened, but it's just like, I can't explain it. I'm just like, man, like, how do we not just appreciate just like good music or good music videos anymore? Because we're worrying about all the CGI and stuff. But I'm like, yo, like if you look at Equate and Sync this, like if you look at the Bye Bye music video, fucking classic, with they're the marionettes and they're on the train and they're chasing after the girl who's fine as wine, and then they're in the car, bye bye bye. Like people will still talk about that music video. If you look at it now,
Yep.
people say that's corny. Like, what are they doing?
It is not corny.
It's not corny. Like it fucking rules.
That is, oh God, I was about to say it's a classic, which it is, but God.
You don't want it to come out your mouth. You don't want to say.
Yeah, you don't want to say that it's a classic because then it just makes it even older.
Well, I mean, we are what we are, man. But I think it's also it's great. Besides the fact that Trolls is a great music comedy and everything that really does splice everything together. Besides the "I Want You Back" scene and the song being in it, I think it also is a fun movie for the family. And also for the second thing I got to add to this, he's actually pretty funny. Like the Trolls with Justin Timberlake as a troll and Anna Kendrick, it's a nice mix. Like both of their characters, like it really does work very well. You know what I'm saying? Like they have a great chemistry.
Yeah, I love it. I'm excited to see it for when it comes out.
Oh, same. And I mean, it's so funny too. Like we talk about this, like especially it's coming around right before Christmas. And I'm going to say this, and I say this about Christmas. One of my favorite Christmas albums, and I'm going to put it out there. And I'm going with this, Amanda Dia, because I know you have, and it's on
the Nsync CD.
Home for Christmas, baby. Home for Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays was my all-time favorite song.
Same. Like them performing that on like the New Year's Bash and all that. Like I remember that, like watching that as a kid. And also, do you remember the other song that they would play around Christmas very briefly? It was like an unreleased track off that album. Do you remember what the other one was called?
Oh, no, I don't.
Okay.
I have the CD. It's over on my CD rack. I just don't want to get up and get it at the moment.
I see how it is. Fuck looking at CDs. I ain't getting up. Tell me what the fuck it is. This is our generation now, too. Don't tell me. I can Google that shit. Oh, anyway, I digress. All right, Lazy Bones. Let me tell you what's going on with this. Going on with this song. So they had a track that was unreleased on the album. Like I have the album too. It's not on the album. For any Nsync fan out there, this song is not on the album. It's an unreleased track, kind of like a bonus track.
Okay.
It's called "I Don't Want to Spend One More Christmas Without You," and it's a beautiful song. I don't want to light a fire unless it warms your heart. Don't want to play no holiday song and need you to sing your part. Like it's really like a good song, and like radio stations, like I remember 106.7 back on Long Island used to play it like a wee bit, if you will, a wee bit. They played
a wee bit.
they played more Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, but there was a little inkling that they played it for like a little bit, not long, but it was a good song. I would definitely go out of your way and look it up and listen to it, or I'll send it to you.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, send it to me.
Now, this one over here with your Hyatt's Nsync, the Nsync original Disney in concert here. I'm going to put this out here. First of all, one of the best doggone Nsync concerts ever, like their first actual concert and the Hyatt's and everything that went into that. A reason why I say this, and everybody must go on tour. It's so good. I think if 98 Degrees can have 25 years anniversary, if the Backstreet Boys can be doing Vegas and the Philippines and going over to Saudi Arabia and doing all these shows all day, every day, Backstreet's back. All right. But Nsync.
But has Backstreet actually ever left? So
no, that's the thing. That's all right. You're gonna put me on the spot here. That's the thing. Like if Nsync can do a doggone song for the Trolls movie, like y'all can come back and do a tour. That's what I'm saying. I don't care if it's with the Backstreet Boys. I don't care if it's out the Backstreet Boys.
Do it. Backstreet Boys and 98 Degrees. I saw it was a TikTok. You said it was I think it was Bo Muller. And it was like, what if it was a millennial and a Gen X and a Gen Zer, and they're like, Nsync being excited, maybe do a tour with the Backstreet Boys. What if they did one with the New Kids on the Block and the Gen X who was like squealing then too? And Gen Z was like, oh my God, they're old.
That's exactly how it would be. And Bill Muller does a great job. B. Muller does a great job with those TikToks. But it's so true. Like if we were excited about that, they would just be like, oh God, because they think that the Nsync Backstreet Boys 98 Degree fans are like middle-aged moms, soccer moms who take their kids to soccer practice. And it's like, no, that's not just the general. It's not just the. I'm sorry, but it's true. I'm sorry. And it is. But that's the general demographic. Like the overall thing, like if they were to come back and first of all, Backstreet Boys and New Kids toured, NKOTBSB.
Yes, they do all the time.
Great fucking tour. Like if you did and New Kids on the Block, Nsync 98 Degrees or Backstreet, or Nsync Backstreet 98 Degrees, people would go apeshit.
The tickets would be worse than the Taylor Swift concert.
And here's the thing, and everybody was going at Lance because he's like, if it wasn't for Taylor Swift endorsing us and all that, it's like, Lance, shut your punk ass up. All right, people say what they will about Taylor Swift, but it's like people are gonna still know you, even though Taylor Swift mentioned you. People are gonna know Nsync all day, every day. I don't understand you want to give credit to Taylor Swift, but fuck that. People know who the fuck Nsync is. Stop it.
Oh my god.
Stop it. Do not give credit to Taylor Swift. Don't do it. Oh, anyway. Rant over on Taylor Swift. The point being here. And here's the thing. I don't hate Taylor Swift, but all her fucking songs are fucking breakup songs. I knew you were when you rocked in. Like, how many times you're gonna have your heart broken, sweetheart? Like, maybe it's you. The fact,
Shit.
the fact of the matter is, and I really don't hate Taylor Swift. It's just too easy. But the fact of the matter is, nothing will ever touch what we had. And the reason why I say this, because 98 Degrees was just on the show. And I mean, Joey Fatone laughed in a recent interview about, overshadowing 98 Degrees because they're all friends. But 98 Degrees is just like, okay, we're kind of clumped all together. Why would we be upset if that they announced that? We're happy that they're back. Like, why would we be upset? We clumped into those groups together.
Yeah.
Like, why would we be upset? I mean, the fact of the matter is that 98 Degrees had a beef with Five back in the day. And like Nsync and Backstreet were on, obviously Lou Pearlman with Jive Records and all that. And they were pitted against each other. But 98 Degrees and Five is one of the most weirdest boy band beefs ever. Do you remember 98 Degrees 5 beef that happened?
No.
Oh, God. So Nick Lachey talks about it in an interview. They were on the Smash Hits tour in the UK. And apparently Five was getting mouthy. And 98 Degrees was Nick's like, we had to put them in their place. And I don't know, there was some verbal thing that happened. And then Ab's Love of Five responded back to it and pretty much said that 98 Degrees sucked ass. And well, then Nick Lachey friggin' had to, again, he could have ignored it, but he's like, you guys only had 2 hits and you guys are the worst boy band ever. Derpa, derpa, der. I'm Nick Lachey. That's the thing. He didn't need to.
Oh, God.
Like, dude, you didn't need to reply back to it. Like, and I like Five. I like Baby When the Lights Go Out and Slam Dunk the Funk because I think of Smart House immediately. Five in concert, Disney, and the infamous where they're dancing. Those were, and I'll say this, and you can agree with me on this.
That was an awesome concert with Bewitched.
Was Five and Bewitched? It was so good. It was so good. They love me, baby.
I still remember that Disney concert.
Me too. Fucking Five in concert, friggin' doing the damn thing, and then here comes Bewitched doing C'est La Vie. Like, it was good. Like, it was good. So I think you could agree with me, though, because I think Nick was right on this. They only literally had like 2 songs in the States. It was When the Lights Go Out and Slam Dunk the Funk.
Well, no, they had a CD. It wasn't with The Lights Go Out. It was another whole CD that they had.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, I actually have it. I know they did a remake of We Will Rock You. Okay. And they had a bunch of other songs on there. It was so long ago, but I know they have another CD and I have it. It's over in the rack.
Fair enough. Okay. So but they're mostly known for When Lights Go Out and Slam Dunk the Funk. Over here, you want to talk about Everybody Get Up Now. Five will make you get down now. Like, obviously they had other songs. It's the things you do until the time is through. But the point I'm trying to make here over here, I have another CD, but I'm too lazy to go to the rack.
Shut up.
Fact of the matter is, like, a lot of their hits were mostly UK hits. So I'm not counting those. I know they had other songs, but I'm talking about America up in here. I'm talking about America. So
America. Oh my God.
Woo! The fact of the matter.
Oh, good Lord.
I know, I'm sorry. I can't help myself. But the fact of the matter is, again, Five and 98 Degrees, it's weird. It was just ridiculous. But no, Five was good. Like, When the Lights Go Out, like, I mean, the music video for the bowling, Baby When the Lights Go Out. Do you remember what Lance Bass said about it on his podcast about that song?
I don't.
Okay, so if you listen to Frosted Tips with Lance Bass, apparently When the Lights Go Out was originally for Nsync. And
that's right. They said, and it wasn't good enough, or they didn't like it.
Well, Lance was like, I had no problem with it, but it's just like, no, we'll pass. And then it went to 5. But it was originally, so what they said, it wasn't even originally for Nsync. It was originally for the Backstreet Boys. And I'm like trying to imagine the Backstreet Boys singing Baby When the Lights Go Out. And then Backstreet Boys said no. And then it went to Nsync. And then Nsync said no. And then it went to 5, which, and again, perfect fit for the UK pop. Good.
I cannot see either of those groups singing that song at all.
Me either. And it was a great song, but 5 was the best one to give it to. And originally they were going to give Bye 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 to 5. They were going to give Bye 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 to 5.
That's right.
Oh God. Like, and I can just imagine, like, I can't see 5 singing Bye Bye Bye. And they even
No.
like, well, they even said, Amanda, they're like, yeah, it didn't fit us. It didn't fit, it would not fit them at all. And we got a gem with Nsync Bye Bye Bye. And I gotta say this, I love my mother to death, but my mom was not a fan of Bye Bye Bye, which I still I shake my head. I'm like, come on. Like, come on.
That's like a stab to the heart. Oh.
It is. I'm like, she was not a Bye 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 fan. She liked Tearing Up My Heart. She liked I Want You Back. Like, she likes a lot of those songs, but she was not a fan of Bye Bye Bye. And I'm like, oh, that like hurts. But I remember she got it for me as because obviously, I bugged the shit out of her and I love that fucking and I have the album. But yeah, no, even when I was a kid, like my mom will even like say to this day, like she was not a fan of Bye Bye Bye. And I guess because it was airplay everywhere, but I'm like, and I'll say this, it's somewhere in my house, not on the rack. I mean, I'll leave you to having the rack. So it's somewhere in my garage. At the old house on Long Island, folks. 7-year-old me doing the Bye Bye Bye. My mom filmed me doing the dance moves. I really want to make it tough, jumping up and down.
Oh my God, I want to see that.
I have to find it, but I did. My mom I'm doing the jumping up and really want to make it tough, arm in the air, stomping. I just want to tell you that I had enough. Here's the thing: people will clown those moves, but there's still some great effing moves. You can make fun of them all you want and say it's corny now, but there's a lot of moves out there. Like, all right, here's what pisses me off about it: as I take a swig of water in my rage. And I mean, well, this is what we do here, folks. We're shooting the breeze. We're all over the place. But and Amanda's not going to the rack. Did I mention that she needs to go to the rack? I'm
not getting to go to the rack.
Just go to the rack, man. Hashtag take it to the rack. Boom. So the point being, here is where I was going with this. What pisses me off about today's generation in music, because you mentioned TikTok and you mentioned a lot of stuff that you sent me through TikTok.
Yes.
The problem is kids nowadays, like Let's Groove by Earth, Wind, and Fire is a classic. They know what.
Oh my God, they're the oh God, what is it? They're the Columbus generation.
Yes, exactly.
They're the Columbus generation. We discovered this. No, bitch, you did not discover it. No. It was out way before you even figured out what it was.
Yes, it's like stuff that's back in style, like, and they're like, "Oh, you should see this." I'm like, "We had this back in the '90s." Like, flip phones fucking came back, and they're like, "Oh, did you see these flip phones?" Like, we used to have flip phones. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it.
I saw a TikTok. They're going like they're getting Halloween costumes. The fucking '90s and the 2000s are Halloween costumes at fucking Party City.
Oh yes. Oh, that's our boy B Moeller again. But it's like Jen.
No, it wasn't. It was somebody else. They had a pink Juicy outfit.
Okay.
At fucking Party City.
Okay.
At a Blockbuster.
Fucking. All right. Here's my thing. I did not see that one. I saw the B Moeller one where he's like Gen Z. It's like, look at this Halloween costume I got, and it's fucking Blockbuster and a name tag. It's like some old place.
Yeah.
Like, stop it. Like stop. just fucking stop. I know there's only. And there's only one Blockbuster left. It's like in some place in Oregon. It's like the only Blockbuster that's left in America. It's like in Eugene, Oregon. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Oregon is the only place where there's a Blockbuster still around, which is so funny to me. And it makes me laugh. But that's the only Blockbuster in America. So
wow.
Back to the TikTok. It's like when you hear Earth, Wind, and Fire, Let's Groove, right? And like the Gen Zers now will only know it from TikTok because of a fucking dance challenge. And it's And it's like a lot of the stuff that we know, they're like, oh, but we heard it on TikTok. It's like when you listen to kids react and the little kid is listening to Drop It Like It's Hot by Snoop and he goes, oh my God, Fortnite. You just want to kick that kid right in the face. Like,
they had it was a song a couple of years ago. It was Paul Anka.
Paul Anka. Yeah, I know Paul Anka.
My nanny, my mom, and my grandma went to a concert to him years ago.
Yeah.
And they're only finding the song by him now. Like, no, Paul Anka's been out for a very, very long time.
Having my baby, you don't want to know, looking to see what you're doing. Yep, I'm wearing me some Paul Anka. Oh God, like it's crazy. It's so nuts. You know what I'm saying? It just I'm starting to. I'm not getting to the point of hey, you kids, get off my lawn. But I'm to the point. But I'm to the point where I just want to smack someone for being stupid. Like that's the point I'm at. We're just ridiculous. I know we've talked about like your family. Like there's a lot of your cousins and stuff are like finding out stuff that we used to watch and stuff, and like it's like you were talking about what'd you say to him? Who loves orange soda? And
Oh my God, yeah, it was yeah, I saw because I bought the game Mind the Gap, which is a game where it's boomers, Gen X, millennials, and Gen Zs. And it gives you all these different types of questions for all these different types of genres. So like music, entertainment, all this different stuff. And I'm curious because there's 5 millennial, there's 5 Gen Zers out of my cousins.
Mhm.
So I go and I ask my cousin Charlie, who's a millennial. I asked him, do you know who likes orange soda? He goes, I have no idea. I'm like, you've just had your millennial card revoked. And then I asked my younger ones, and they're like, I have no idea. And I'm like, I was a horrible cousin for not teaching you this.
right. Kel, man. And first of all, we'll touch upon Kel here. Good Burger 2, man. I saw the trailer.
I just saw it today.
I'm looking forward to it. Like it doesn't look half bad. It really doesn't. I'm looking forward to it. Like if you've not seen the Good Burger 2 trailer, folks, I'm looking forward to it. Like I know they're older and whatnot, but I mean, I still laughed at the first one. And I mean, a lot of the people back in the day didn't like that movie. They thought it was stupid. And I'm like, well, it's not for you. It's for kids. Like kids talk about it to this day. Like, first of all, not a lot of sequels and a lot of remakes are going to be good. But when you have Keenan and
No.
Kel, when you have Keenan and Kel, like it's going to be good. You know, it's going to be a good burger too. And I mean, they tried to produce like the newer All That, which I applaud them for, and like putting all that back on the air. But the newer All That was not that. It was not.
They put all that back on the air.
Yeah, Keenan and Kel produced All That, and it was on for like a short time, and it sucked.
When?
Like last year, maybe the year before.
Oh, yeah. No TV for me. Sorry.
That's okay. Friggin' it's like when they brought back TRL, and it made no sense because of the fact that we have everything at our fingertips now with YouTube and all these streaming sites. It's like nobody wants to watch a top 10 countdown anymore, which is
No, but the only ones that would want to watch are the millennials.
exactly. So you're just going to the audience. The newer generation does not care about, videos anymore. And which is hard, and it sucks because I mean, I was watching on Vice. They did the Dark Side of the 2000s, and they talked about TRL, like a lot of the guys and gals from MTV VJs and everything, and just the pressure being out there. They talked about 9/11 episode where the world shut down. And they talk about like the VJs, like one of the VJs, Hillary, like there was this guy that sent her like fan letter and wanted to see pictures of her feet, which, yeah, okay. But that was like they talk about stuff like that run on behind the scenes and in front of the camera and just the craziness of it. And I have to say, if there's anything that you do watch, Miss, I don't watch TV. What's next? You're gonna be chopping over there with the Amish? Like, what are you doing over there, man, with not watching the TV and whatnot? What's going on? What's going on in your headspace over there?
It's called books. I was reading.
All right. You would be a hoot at the Scholastic Book Fair. Did you used to look forward to the Scholastic Book Fair? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, just like yeah.
Last year alone, I read 497 books.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. You know what my problem is? Even though, like, I'm going to put it. All right, I'm going to say I have a problem. I have issues. I got the T-shirt to prove it. So the issue that I have is the fact that as an exophoric male, and what I mean by that is, folks, I have exophore in my eyes. My eyes tend to deviate outward. So if I go close with it, like it's a kind of a pain in the ass to read. Like I can read, but one eye would go this way and then it comes back at like a little like break fusion. So it's kind of like hard to read. And obviously my attention span, like a little bit, I can't. But I've read a lot of books, and I do read them eventually. I feel like friggin' SpongeBob. Eventually. But it's true. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's how it is. But I applaud you for reading books. I think a lot of the listeners that listen to this will actually go with you. That they can't watch TV. You're doing something that's positively proactive and dare I say productive. So I mean, I think
Well, well, the reason why I didn't watch TV was because I had to listen for my mom to call me if she needed me.
oh, this is true.
So
This is true.
so it was like I didn't have the TV on. I needed to be able to hear her. So it was
Fair.
just easier to read. And reading it was like a little escape. So
Well, first and foremost, I will attest to that. We all need that escape, number one. And number two, I will say this. I think a lot of people can also take in just because, again, family here, but that's awesome that you took care of your mom. And also, number three, I will put this out there, ma'am, is the fact that when we used to work in marketing together a lot, like I remember you used to read a lot too. So that was another thing. Like,
yes, I was reading when we were waiting for clothes to come in.
yep, she was reading. I remember this. She just would have her thing and she would just, I saw that page, I saw that screen moving, folks. Speed reading over here, just reading and work and work. She was reading and work and work. That was what you used to do, man, over at marketing. You used to read, you used to work at the time. It was great. Like, just that's all you would see would be your page and your
Oh,
phone.
and ever since I joined TikTok, book talk is like the worst thing that's possibly
Wait a minute, what? Book talk?
book talk.
What the hell is book talk?
Book talk is where you get recommendations. Like it's just books.
Is that like a For You page for books?
It's like authors show off their books that they've written,
Okay.
and consumers like other people read them and they do reviews on them, and it's just like it's. I have over 1,000 samples on my Kindle of books that I want to read.
Okay, I'm going to say this. First of all, that is probably, first of all, I don't judge much, but I will say this. The fact of the matter is, book talk sounds probably like one of the most boringest things I've ever heard in my life. Just seeing authors talk.
It's not, it's not if you get onto the right version of it.
I don't want to go into any version. I just want to know why there's so many doggone versions of shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting to that point with social media. And I think you can agree with me on this. Social media, besides your TikToking and the book talking and TikTok, you don't stop over here. There's a lot of points where it's just like I'm tired of fucking arguing on social media, and it's just like I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's
Oh,
all.
yeah, I go on Facebook. I don't post anything anymore. It's just I go for the videos or the groups that I'm part of, like which is book groups and stuff like that.
Here's my thing too. I like that because I can attest to the fact that when it comes to like Facebook, like all I'll do is write "Happy Birthday," or,
Yeah, that's about it.
or you've seen it. You've seen my page on Facebook. You know, when you're just, and I'm going to put over my greatness here, folks, which you should check out a lot
Oh
of the
God,
content that you should check out
fucking
all the
greatness.
you should check out all the content that is on this YouTube. You know, even if you don't like it, we appreciate the subs and we appreciate the likes and the comments. I know Amanda appreciates the comments, but I digress.
Shut up.
But the fact
Shush.
Shoosh. But the fact of the matter is, I only use Facebook to promote my shows, and Amanda's seen it, and a lot of my peeps know that I'll just promote my shows there, Instagram and Twitter, because I'm a content creator. So I got to do what I got to do.
I'm into creator.
Content creator. But that's about it. Like I don't do anything else, but just like happy birthday. That's all I do.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Bye. Bye, bitch. And the fact of the matter is, like, I'm like that with social media. I even do that with Twitter, like, or X. I refuse to call it X. It's Twitter. It's Twitter.
I never had a Twitter, so
Okay, good for you because you're the smart to us because you're the smart one.
or I think I did, and I think I used it for like a month, and then I deleted it.
because you were just like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're the smart one, so that's that. I will say that you don't have the X, which I refuse to call it X because it's dumb as shit. But yeah, no, that we've become it's so interesting too because I always say this. It's even like relationships, and we've touched upon this, and I equate this with pop culture. Like if you just talk on the phone with somebody, or just in general, we become so like can't talk on the phone. You got to text, or like
Yeah.
everything is fucking internet based now. Like we don't have that genuine face-to-face conversation anymore, and I think that's really sad. Like, and again, the problem is we get identified into so many different terms of like, if you're a nice person, you're a simp, which it's like, no, you're just a genuine nice human being. You're like, you don't have like simp is the fucking. I'm gonna say this. Okay, you're a woman here. I'll get the female point of view. Simp is probably the dumbest fucking term ever. I'm just gonna put that out there. Like, you could be a good-hearted person. You're not a fucking simp. You know what I'm saying? Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Like, how fucking ridiculous is that?
Good lord.
Well, no, you get that's the problem. We're in so many different categories nowadays where people have to classify relationships and stuff. And it's like, this is why, like, a lot of us just like stay single and we're happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why people stay single.
Uh-huh.
See, I'm just saying, because I think you can also understand this, and a lot of the ladies out there and men to equate it as well. Just like, we don't want to deal with that bullshit. And it's not even bullshit. We don't want to deal with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I'm saying, man. But I think there is some good in this world. And I mean, I don't want to sound like the negative one here and back in my day and stuff, but the good is also just connecting on social media with your peers and stuff that you haven't talked to a while, I think is wonderful. But it's just, I'm over it. You know what I'm saying? Besides promoting stuff, I'm kind of over the social media, man. I'm right there. Like, I'm over it. You know what I'm saying? It's not my jam anymore. It's not my Jammy Jam, if you know what I'm saying.
That's not your jam.
It's not my jam. I mean, and we talk about this a lot. Like, we mentioned Nsync a lot because, again, I knew we were doing this. And I'm glad that we're doing this because, like I say, I know it's shooting the breeze. We're all over the place, folks. But this is conversations that I have with my homie here. So I always love it. But that's the thing here, too, man. Like, I look at Nsync coming back and I see this generation and I get to see a lot of people smiling and clamoring for a lot of the tours and stuff. And I mean, somebody commented, it's like, it's 1999 all over again, which it felt like that. It came out, it felt like it was 1999 all over again. But it's a good thing, though, because 1999. Yeah. Simpler times, man. Simpler times. But I will say the good times always happen every time I'm talking with you. And I know we covered Nsync. We covered Nsync. We covered our pop culture and our concerts, which I will say this, speaking of concerts very briefly here, put back Disney in concert, like on.
Oh, God, no. Only on Disney Plus, yes. Put it so that we can watch the old concerts.
Give me Disney Plus. That's what I'm saying. Like, put that shit on Disney Plus. Put that shit on Disney Plus because I will rewatch those over and over again.
I gotta go find my my Nsync DVD and put that shit on.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Fair enough.
I have it when they were in. I think it was Madison Square Garden. It was, and they streamed it on. They showed it on HBO.
Yes, I do remember that. I have that VHS somewhere. I have the BSB live from O-Town, Orlando from '98 somewhere in my rack.
I remember my mom recorded it when it was on HBO and somebody recorded over it. And I was like so pissed. And then I found it on this website for like $5 and I bought it.
Did you also rebuy the video game? Get to the show.
Oh, it's someplace in my house.
First of all, is it on the rack? Is it on the rack?
No, it's not on the rack.
Okay. Hashtag.
The rack is strictly CDs.
I'm just saying because hashtag get to the show, hashtag get to the rack. That's what it is. Hashtag get to the rack. For those that don't know, and this one had to tell me because, again, I still remember having this conversation. We've had many conversations over the years, but there's some that just stick out in my head. Like the fact that Nsync had a fucking video game where you dress them up and go get them donuts and go get all this stuff and like clothes and shit and then do dance moves and just get them ready for the show. I've seen the gameplay for it on YouTube, which I've shared with you, and people reacting to it. It's pointless. It's like Pimp My Ride. It's like all you do is just, pimp a person's ride, shop and get the rims, and then fucking dance with your car next to your car because it's hot. You think you're hot shit. It means nothing. Like it's the dumbest game.
Hey, it was a fun game when you were playing it.
When you were like 8, like, oh my God, we're dressing and we're going to the show. Ain't no lie, bye.
Right.
Like it doesn't like no. If you look at it, it's fucking stupid. They're getting them donuts. You're going and driving to get them donuts and like, oh, we're gonna go get them tuxedos and ain't no lie, baby. Bye. Like that's it. That's it.
And you had to go for the letters while you were driving them.
Oh, Oh God, it was so. Hey, that's all you. That was your Jammy Jam, not my. And I don't hate it. I really don't. But I'm just like, I see stuff like that. And I'm like, they made this into a video game. Oh my God. But yeah, no. I did have the Backstreet Boys, and I had Britney Spears. I one where she was in concert and played her videos. I had Nsync's one, not the Nsync in concert. It was another one, but there was another Nsync one that I had. But yeah, no, I missed like those VHSs, like you mentioned there with the MSG and all that. You paying $5 for it, you fangirl, you. And have it? Didn't you have like Beanie Babies? You were telling me something about Beanie Babies.
Yes, I have Beanie Babies. I have Beanie Babies, and I have the no string attached dolls.
Okay, if you want,
And I have a blanket. I had two, but I lost one
you had an
years ago.
you had an Insane blanket.
I had two instant blankets, but as I said, I lost one when we went on vacation. I left it in the pillowcase.
So pretty much what you're saying is that Insane blanket went bye bye bye.
I hate you. But yes, unfortunately.
Oh man.
And cried. I cried when I realized that I left it there.
Like legitimate like tears just
Yes, full blown tears.
Oh my goodness. But no, well, what's the other blanket that you have? Was it just like didn't sync with them on it? Was it like an album cover?
Yeah, no, I think it was no strings attached. It's the one that I have still is no strings attached. It's them on the marionettes.
Baby, you're not the only one. Down out, down out.
Don't ask me where it is though. It's someplace.
All right, fair enough.
But I do have one. I know that.
Now the thing that I always liked, and I will say this about NSYNC, we were talking about this, and I'll mention another TikTok. There's this TikToker Kelly, like she made her whole lawn like "I Want You Back" mixed with the marionettes and the "Bye Bye Bye," and like
Yep,
that's dedication first and foremost. I'll have to.
that was awesome.
It's dedication, and it was awesome. It was great. It was so awesome. Like
She gave them the specific wigs and everything.
it worked. Like it works. Like that's how diehard people are for NSYNC. Like you know what I'm saying. And I mean, I've said this to you, and I love all the boy bands. I love Backstreet, NSYNC, 98 Degrees. I was a Backstreet Boy guy first, then NSYNC. I know you were more of an NSYNCer, as we know, because
Yes.
when you're crying over losing a blanket, like I mean that's just yeah. I mean, it's just crying over losing that blanket, girl. The fact of the matter is, no matter what fan you are, I think there's a lot of timeless music out there, and I think what you can take away from the show, besides the fact that we're busting each other's balls and we do a damn good job at it, the fact of the matter is, whatever music it is, it's timeless. It's a work of art, and everybody's applying their craft in amazing fashion. And Sync doing it up with Better Place and just coming back. They have not lost it, man. They've not lost a beat.
No, they have not. Oh my God, it was awesome.
It was so good. I urge anyone to go out of their way and listen to it. And if I want urge you out of your way to go listen to this show and more shows on my YouTube channel, such as Shootin. Shameless plug, but as we are coming towards the end of the show, it's always great to reminisce with you and just talk about NSYNC and talk about different things. Just where it was back in the 90s to where it is now. Some good, some bad, but I think a lot of people can take away is NSYNC still fucking kicks ass. Output of the block.
Yes, they do.
They still fucking kick ass, and we're here for it. So before we close this out, Amanda Dia, we'll definitely do another one of these. Not in another 5 years, but we'll definitely do another.
I can't believe it was 5 years ago that we did the last one.
5 years, man. Like a lot has happened.
I can't believe that.
I can't believe either, but a lot has happened in 5 years. And I mean,
yeah,
doing this stuff. And I mean, like I said, if you love what you're doing and you're doing with your buddies, it's wonderful. But it's just like, again, what you hear on this, folks, is what we used to do back in the day. Like you used to like when we used to ride to work together and just listen to hit clips and like True to Your Heart by 98 Degrees. And then it would,
I had my iPod. We would just listen to it, like whatever. Like I would let you pick whatever song, or I tell you pick this song and you do it, and we would just listen to it and sing it in the car.
It was amazing, and we still do to the day, like sing stuff just because this one. Well, you know how to get me, and I'll say this: if there's anybody that knows how to get me, it's this one. Oh, I figured you like this, and it's friggin' like NSYNC and people talking about together and all this stuff.
Yep.
like
I see stuff and I'm like, this is as soon as I see it, I'm like, this is Mike, and I have to send it to you.
It's fucking great. Like it's people talking about Together and I Know My Calculus, which still mock boy band, but they were great. Like it says you plus me equals us. Friggin' whoa, rub one out. I'll grab my crotch. Rub one out. Do you
Oh
want?
my god.
That was what it was. Like again, when you're like, you don't understand when you're like 8 years old, and like this was the thing. Like, Whoa was the rival boy band to Together, and their hit song was Rub One Out, and their cologne brand was Yo Girl, I Think I Love You. Like when you're 8 years old and you're singing Rub One Out, like it's a catchy song, but then as you get older, it's like holy shit, like we're singing a song about masturbation. All right. You know what? That's how it is. Like it's singing about masturbation, and it's like if you really
Just like Shaggy's It Wasn't Me.
yes, banging on the bathroom floor.
Like, why did our parents let us listen to that shit? Like,
all right, we'll get into this final topic before we close out because you just opened up Pandora's box. So we open that motherfucker. We're gonna open that motherfucker up. Is what we just did. So we're gonna go here.
oh god.
We're gonna go here. Like listening to Oops, I Did It Again, like as a kid, and then you listen like Britney Spears, like fuck, like women, man, just playing with your hearts, got lost in the game. Like you really listen to that song, bitch, like literal bitch. Like you're just playing with dudes. It's like it's not fucking cool. Like what the hell? Like you know what I'm saying? It's just like it's catchy.
Well, do you remember her album after her and Justin broke up?
Yes, I do.
All of those little voiceovers were about him.
Oh boy, yeah. Oops, I Did It Again, Lucky, and all those good songs. And then oh boy, yeah. Oh, that was a bit. Well, Cry Me a River, Justin Timberlake. No, this song.
That was that's awesome. Love that song.
It's a great song, but he's trying to talk about no, that girl's not supposed to represent Britney. Bull fucking shit.
Yeah.
Bull fucking shit. It's like Ray J when he put out that song I Hit It First, and after Kim Kardashian's going with like yeah, it's not about Kim. Fuck you, Ray J. We know what you're singing about, bro. Like we know it's about fucking Kim Kardashian. Stop it. And like, I mean, if you listen to like songs like besides Oops, I Did It Again, and it's like if you listen to Christina Aguilera, Genie in a Bottle, now mind you, one of my jams, like love it to this day.
Love that song.
But she's talking to having like the urge to have sex, and I'm like, she's like 18, and I'm like you're 7 and you're grooving to this, but then like when you get older, I'm like, this is the fucking shit that they put out to us like when we were kids, and it's like holy crap, and you realize the meaning of it, and it had to be like back in the early 90s with I Want to Sex You Up, and you're like a kid and like born in like the late 80s, and then I Want to Sex You Up comes out by Color Me Bad, and you're like, yeah, you're singing I Want to Sex You Up. But that's the thing, like, can you also imagine if they put a lot of these songs out now with how cancel culture is?
Oh Jesus Christ.
Like if they put the thong song out now, what are you doing? Like, it's horrible. Like, and that's the okay. So we'll do this last topic as well. Now that we again opened up Pandora's box, and you should have not said anything about making fun of me, like and Rub One Out by Whoa and all that stuff. You should have said nothing, but you brought it here. And here we are. So
I did nothing. Well, I just made a comment.
you opened up Pandora's box, is what you did, lady. So when we get to like how cancel culture is now is. I think you can agree with me. Now, there's stuff in this world to get offended by. There is.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of bad shit in this world. But the stuff that we get offended by is absolutely fucking ridiculous. It's like you're
it's not us getting offended.
not millennials. Let me put that out there. Not
It
millennials.
is Gen Zers that are getting offended.
Gen Zers, because we are in this PC generation where everybody gets fucking offended. They want to dig up shit and we want to cancel stuff. Isn't that fucking ridiculous? Because maybe like, all right, I'll say this. Like you and I, when we started hanging out was 2011, right? We met each other in 2011. We've known each other for 12 years.
No, 14.
13.
I started marketing in 2014.
Yeah, okay. So about that. So like nine years, right? So we've known each other for that long. How we were in 2014, 2015, like how we thought then is not how we think now in 2023. Like we've grown as people, we're wiser. You know what I'm saying? We're going to make mistakes along the way, but we're not, we're human beings is the main thing.
Yes.
But the fact that people dig up shit from the past and we have to cancel people, and we have a lot of stuff going on in this country, like war and the economy and government shutting down and all this crap that's going on in the world. And you want to worry about something that somebody said like 10 years ago? Like, really? this is what we're doing. Like, this is what we're doing. Like, I can't believe they did this. Like, it's like when when I'll go back to B. Mueller, when he was talking about like when Jerry Springer died, like the Gen Zers would be like, your parents let you watch Jerry Springer, and how is this? I'm like, it's fucking funny. Like, it was a funny show. Like, they tried to do stuff with the final thought, but it's like, Jerry Springer wasn't again, controversy creates cash, but I mean, stuff like that, sex sells. Like, that's just a business marketing strategy. Like, you may not like it, but it's there. And I mean, isn't it ridiculous that we're in this day and age where people, Gen Zers, Gen Zers get more, not us, Gen Zers get offended, and us millennials. Here's what I've always found it to be, and I apologize for the rambling here. Like, our parents' generation would hate our generation, but us as millennials, we can't stand the Gen Zers. That's literally where we're at, because they get fucking offended over everything. Now, for you, isn't it ridiculous how cancel culture is? That's the main thing I want to say. Isn't it ridiculous?
I fucking hate it.
Like, again,
I think it's the most stupidest thing ever.
Not just because digging up stuff from the past and how mindsets change, but do you really have all that time and energy to put out into the world? How,
like, seriously, it's like, enough is enough.
It really is. Like, all right, I'll put it to you like this. Like, we talk about songs, like we mentioned the Thong song. Like, if I'm going to try to think of another song that was like risque at the time, that if it would come out now, like when you look at Willa Ford's music video,
the stuff that came out then is 10 times is better than what comes out now.
It is. I'm saying, like, if Willa Ford, I want to be bad, and she's trying to be sexualized and all that stuff, like, people would fucking freak over that because she wants to be bad. Oh my God, what are they doing to this woman, and the sexualizing and the derp. And I'm like, it's a fucking music video. Just enjoy it.
Who is it? I think is it Cardi B with the WAP song?
Yes. Yes, that's right.
Just like,
stop getting so fucking offended over everything. Ugh. Wait, that was the last point I wanted to make. I apologize for going to that. There's a lot of ranting and stuff, but that's how we feel. And I mean, again, taking the trip down memory lane and talking about now, I say this, and I'll put this like this: kids nowadays, with how technology has advanced, they would not survive in the 90s, early 2000s.
No, they would not.
They would not. With like,
not at all.
The cordless phones and the internet and like Netscape. And
they don't. You see, like, I see videos of parents who are our age, maybe a little bit older,
right,
showing their children stuff, and they're like, "What is this? A fucking cassette tape?"
Yes, like, what's a cassette tape? What is like you had this for a CD player? Like, where's the like? That's how we used to listen to music. We had to.
Where's the button? Where's the screen? Like, there is no screen. It's this tiny little thing. You can't get internet. You can't. If you try hitting the internet, you better hit that end call button really, really fucking fast, or your ass was grounded for hitting the internet and paying up the ass.
It's like when you want to order pay-per-views and think that your parents can't see it, where it's like they pay the fucking bill, and then you're like, oh shit, that's right. like you get in trouble for that. Like, and also, like, there was no streaming. It was just like, that's how pay-per-view was. Like, and the fact of the matter is too, like, I'll even put it like this, and I know I'm saying like a lot, but the fact of the matter is, when you have something like the CD players, or if you have anything that really is like something that people can't understand nowadays, like we mentioned flip phones and all they did is text. Well, where's the internet? Where's that? I'm like, we fucking texted. Like, we only used it for phone calls. Like, we don't use it to go on.
They were in case of emergencies.
In case of emergency. And it's like when you're listening to a CD and they don't understand, like, why would it skip? Like, you would pray to God that the CD doesn't skip. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hated having CDs skip.
The non-skip CD players that always fucking skipped.
Exactly. And also, like, when you had like your phone next to like a radio, like, and somebody put this out there, like, and you would hear the because like there was static and there was a phone call coming in, or you were getting a text message, you know? You remember that? This you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Oh, and it's like when you would go to an FYE and they had the big CD thing in front there, and you put the headphones on and it would sample the CD that they have in the store, and you thought to yourself, hey, do I want to buy this? It's that's the art of going out and buying a CD. And actually, here's the irony of this. You know what the last CD I purchased was?
What?
Justin Timberlake 2020 Experience Parts 1 and 2. Yay.
Oh my God, you actually remember the last CD that you bought?
Yes.
Oh, I gotta think.
All right, what was the last CD that you bought?
I said I gotta think.
Think about it. Think harder. Well, think again.
I don't think the last CD that I actually ever got, I bought it. It was a Christmas gift, and it was Black Veil Brides.
Fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Ugh.
So yeah, it wasn't. I didn't buy it, but it was bought for me as a Christmas present, and it was Black Veil Brides. It was there are 3 of their CDs.
Black Veil Brides, man. You get good taste. Good taste. Good taste.
Thank you.
Well, but yeah, no. Well, that's the thing. I can range too with music. Like, oh my god, my mom freaked on me one time because she, I don't listen to a lot of this when she's around because you know you left. I always tell her you left the room, number 1 or number 2. I know you won't like this, so I just listen to it like when you're away. And I mean by away, like she's in the other room, folks. Not like when she's like on vacation. Woo, I get to listen to my own music, but when she's like in another room. So what I mean by this, we were in FYE and Korn had a CD out. I forgot which one it was. I think it was the CD side. And she's like, "You want to buy Korn?" I'm like, "I like Korn. I like Freak on a Leash. I like Falling Away." And she's like, "No, like I've never heard you listen to this." I'm like, "Well, you don't like this. I don't listen to you around. You don't like Korn and Marilyn Manson and like Avenged Sevenfold or whatever the hell's hot at the time. Like you don't like this music. Like you like the stuff in like the Supremes and the Temptations, which are great. I love the Supremes and Temptations. I'm very eclectic with my mix, but I know what you don't like, and I know you don't like Korn.
Yeah.
Like parents are not going to listen to Freak on a Leash and Dr. Hina, Dr. Hina, go. No, you're not going to listen to that. It is like that's how it is, and how it is, folks. Is this is the end of the show. And I hope you enjoyed this because again, we were all over the place, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
No, we've always been like that. Though we go from one topic to the next within a matter of seconds.
It's like squirrel. It's like our attention span just doesn't.
Yes.
But it is. I'm like that. Like I could go from here to there in like 60 seconds. But again, if you want to, I'm up to 620 subscribers now since I restarted this YouTube after everything that happened. And I've been open with my viewers. For those that don't know, my mother was diagnosed with inflammatory breast cancer. She is now cancer free. So I stripped everything. Thank you. And I stripped everything away. And I had my YouTube. I deleted it. Once everything was going on, I got back into the swing of things, and here we are. And I'm glad to have people like Amanda and people like you that listen to what I have to say in my crazy ramblings and me interviewing people in the adult entertainment industry and having Amanda say words like, you know what words you say, and it goes back to catfish. You know where I'm going with this, Amanda.
Shut up.
All right. I'm going to keep quiet because let's just say it revolves around them BBWs, man.
Shut up.
Gonna put it like that, baby. So you can check out all my on the mic interviews, my pop culture shows, Shooting the Breeze, revitalized and rejuvenated, and anything on my YouTube channel, past, present, and future of my shows. I said it like that, future, like Tim Curry and Home Alone 2 at Cheese Pizza. You know what I'm saying? There's a friggin' reference for you. Home Alone 2, baby. Get your Christmas on with a cheese pizza.
It's too early for Christmas. Halloween first. Thank you.
You're welcome. And you know, I'm already mad because that goddamn Candace Cameron Bure with her GAC and Great American Channel or Movie Channel, whatever the fuck it is that we have here, they're starting Christmas movies in like a few weeks. And I'm like, not even Halloween yet. Like, I guess
Halloween, then Thanksgiving, and then we can go into Christmas.
Like, I get so pissed.
Not that I give a shit about the holidays this year, but
I know. And first of all, okay, hold on a minute, miss. I don't give a shit about the holidays. Fuck you and your jolliness. I see how it is. Fuck, don't even come at me with your jolliness. Holly jolly your ass out of my way. I see how it is, Amanda. Thank you for putting that into the universe. So
that's not the reason why.
I know. I just want to put it out there because it's funny and it makes me laugh. And I like to make you laugh. So the main thing is, my goodness. The main thing is when it comes to the holidays, folks, like Amanda so eloquently put it, it's Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Don't even start playing Christmas music around like after Halloween or before Halloween, early November. I used to get pissed because now have you seen the Radio City Christmas music show? I love going to see the Christmas Spectacular Radio City. Here's my thing. They would start those shows in like the middle of November, like right before Thanksgiving. I'm like, can we get to Thanksgiving first?
As soon as you see Santa Claus on the Thanksgiving Day parade, then we can deal with Christmas. That's what my mother always used to say. As soon as we see Santa, then we can go into Christmas. till then, it is Thanksgiving.
It ruins it for me. Like when you start to hear friggin' like Little Saint Nick by the Beach Boys, like right before Christmas, like way before Christmas, like after Halloween, early November. I'm like, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Like,
Like I hate Thanksgiving. Like I hate the holiday. Like I hate all that stuff. But
Yeah.
I still will. Like I prefer that before having Christmas shoved down my damn throat.
I'm right there with you. And okay, well, I'll say this about Thanksgiving. For me, Thanksgiving is not as big as it was now because I lost my grandfather, like not like about a few years ago. My grandfather passed. My grandmother passed, who was on my mom's side. Like a lot of my family members, unfortunately, are not longer with us. So I love the time I get to spend, and I say this wholeheartedly. I get to spend with my mom and dad. Like I'm family is big with me, as you've known this. Have you got to know?
Yes.
Even though I like to joke around and bust your balls for 12 years, 9 years, I do have a soft side. I do have a soft side. I just don't like to show it sometimes, but I do have a soft side. And yeah, but no, it's not the same. Like when you again when there's not a lot of stuff, and I mean as the years go
Yeah.
on, it just I try to cherish the memories, folks. I say moments and memories created, and moments and memories yet to be created. But I digress. Sentimentality aside here, you have to really just like go through. Let's get the Halloween first, like it used to be. Then Thanksgiving, then Christmas. Stop playing the fucking music early. I'm just gonna leave it at that because it pisses me off. And all right, one final thing. I know I've been saying that, but you just got me going here, and I know you. I love you commenting on this too. But I'll say this to you. Nothing will ever beat the Radio City Music Hall because here in Myrtle Beach, they had at the Alabama Theater, like their Christmas Spectacular, like their version of like the Christmas show. I'm going to tell you
Okay.
something, great show. But when you're starting to put shit like songs in there, like Thank God for Kids, I'm like, stop it. Like what are we doing here? And it's not a bad message, but I'm like, we have like all these Christmas songs and then you have to stop and sing Thank God for Kids. And I'm like, bruh, like, what are you doing? Like, this is not the time to make up your own damn songs. Like, I want to hear the classics. I want to see the Major. I want to see Santa Fly. All right. I want to see Santa dance and all the Santas dancing and the Rockettes, like, and their version of the Rockettes. But I want to see, like, no, like, stop with the Thank God for Kids. The kids are already there. The kids are already happy. You don't need to sing to me. I'm watching the damn show already. All right. Get your Thank God for Kids and get the fuck out of here. I'm just saying. And I'm not trying to be mean or mean-spirited, but I'm already there. I'm already there.
You sound like the old man and get off my lawn.
You will get off my lawn, goddamn. Friggin' like do like Billy Madison and friggin' light the bag of poop. He called this shit poop.
Oh my god.
Oh, but you get where I'm coming from. Like, do the holidays properly, people.
Yeah. Ugh.
I think that'll be actually our next episode. I'm gonna put that down now. Before not even 5 years. We're gonna go into another Shooting the Breeze, and I'm gonna put a topic out here for us. And you guys can comment if you'd like and choose to. Please interact. We love the interactions. Well, some of us do.
Shut up.
I'm gonna say it right now. We'll come back. We're Shooting the Breeze in a couple months, and we'll talk about some of our favorite Christmas memories and Christmas songs, Miss Amanda Dia. Where you gonna get that? All right, we gonna do it. So I'll leave it at that, folks. And final things to say here. If you want to check out, well, I already said the YouTube to death with the plugs, and I'm just gonna say this: SM Show on MCL92 Larkin underscore and Larkin MB on the Instagram. Links will be in the description. We'll have everything for you here. And Amanda, I know you're on IG. Do you want to promote the IG?
Nah, it's all right.
Well, a link will be in there again. If you want to follow Amanda, you do have a good IG, man. You do have some great photos of your dogs. You do. I'm gonna put
thank you.
You're welcome. So if you want to see some little doggy photos, you can follow Amanda on Instagram. Just be polite, though. I ask anybody when my friends are married, just be polite. Don't be a dick. That's all I'm saying. Or a creep. They're just creeping on the down low. Really, there's a lot of okay, I'm going to say this lastly, and I mean, these fucking people that just want to spam and have nothing better to do, like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you know how many people I've had to see on Instagram just like with like these 0 followers and Facebook and Twitter with these social media? Stop it. Like, do you have nothing better to do?
Annoying.
It's creepy and fuck out of here. Fuck out of here, man. And on a positive note, folks, thank you for listening Listen to Shootin' the Breeze. I have a new intro with the intro video, as you saw in the last episode that I did with my girl Roxy Main, where we talked a lot of wrestling, which if Amanda knows me, of course I'm going to be talking about wrestling because she knows me like that. And she knows I like to watch wrestling. You going, you know what's up, man. You know what time it is. Appreciate the greatness. So more Shootin' the Breeze coming. More shows coming. Amanda D, thank you so much for your time and doing these shows with me and doing our crazy interactions and just doing what we do and having fun, which I hope you all did have fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. You know I love doing these things.
I appreciate you, my friend. We'll see you next time on another edition of Shootin' the Breeze. And yeah, hashtag get to the rack. Get to that rack. We'll be back in a few months. Good night, everybody.
Come talk to me.